Um, it's good win. All right, good win. And anytime you can win a game, you want to enjoy it. I think we're getting better. I think our defense is really good. Kind of tonight was a little bit disjointed because playing a lot of different people and you're trying to just see who's going to be able to step up, and get into the rotation like you need. But love this group. They work hard. Our defense is really good. And I think we're going to continue to improve. So.
And what's the backstory behind the shirt stand?
Yeah, it's our heart. My heart aches, and I know our kids and everybody associated with it. Our heart aches for, you know, everyone involved in Charlottesville, um, and we're bitter rivals in everything that we do. But today we wanted to make sure they understood that we were with them. We're one. Um, and you just can't even wrap your head around the whole situation and how it can happen. And so early today, me and my video guy, we were talking and we were wondering, if there's something that we could do. And we thought about, doing T-shirts in solidarity with UVA to let them know that we're with them, and also the victims. The victims. We wanted to put the numbers on there too, and not just say, Hokies for Who's, but also to put their numbers on here to let them know that we're with them, and we're saddened. We made sure we talked to the kids about it, but we wanted to do something, and we decided to come up with a T-shirt. We talked to our marketing department. Marketing, okayed it. Administration okayed it. And today, team effort. We have my trainer designing the shirt, and we on a Cricut, and we were scrambling and making sure because it really meant a lot to us and the kids to make sure that the University of Virginia and that community knew that we were supporting them tonight in their time of need. And I was very proud of my group. They executed it, got it done, and I hope everyone over there sees it and understands, that we can be rivals, but we also can be one. And as we try to heal, because it's senseless violence, violence, whether you want to say it's young people on young people. Um, there's just no place for it. There's no place for it. You're supposed to be in a safe haven, and you're supposed to be in the best time of your life, and your life is cut short by senseless violence. So the only thing we can do is step up, support, let them know that we are with them. Um, I know my kids and their relationships with all the other student athletes on this campus. So I can imagine, what the University of Virginia women's basketball program is going to. And I say them only because I know them, but I know that their hearts are broken because they're all brothers and sisters, and something like this is just not should not be normal. And so our hearts are with them. And the more and more I think about it, I just get emotional because it shouldn't happen. And even though I was ready to root against them next weekend, none of this matters anymore because those boys, those young men, they deserve to have an opportunity to live.
David.
Was it hard to stay focused tonight?
It was. Obviously, I'm looking at children. I'm looking at student athletes, and especially not knowing the story, how it happened, because you're always trying to safeguard against, putting your kids, whether it's your biological kids or in my case, my team, in a bad situation. So you always want to know what the story was, and I haven't really gotten the full story other than I think that they were on a field trip, something as simple or as innocent as being on a field trip, and I don't know what transpired, during that, but it is. So every time that our kids came out and we went out and we talked about it and I looked at them, I'm a parent. Okay, I'm a role model. I'm the authoritative figure that's supposed to be taking care of my kids, and it just makes you wonder, what went wrong, what went wrong in that situation, because you always want to safeguard against it. That's what we always try to do. So it was hard. It was hard. It was hard to be able to go out and play a game. And I'll be very honest with you. There were probably a couple times throughout the game that it crossed my mind as the game was going on, because it's bigger than anything that we're trying to accomplish today in a basketball game.
I guess shifting gears back to basketball, you guys obviously go to the Bahamas. What are your expectations for that trip? And you obviously play a bit of a step up in competition with a couple SEC opponents. What do you kind of want to see out of your team?
I want to continue to get better. We have almost, I think it's a week before we play, and so we have very valuable time to practice. We have 3 games under our belt, and now we get to see what it is we need to work on. We're excited too to step up in competition. We scheduled this game with USC Upstate, and when we scheduled it, they had their previous staff, and they had a pretty good team. And then that coach left and went to Buffalo and took a lot of the players. So Jason's going to do a really good job with their program. They just have to get it to the point where he's getting some really good players in, and they can work with them. But I'm excited for our group. We have film, and now we get to watch and see exactly what it is we need to improve upon. We have enough time to do it, and we know it's going to be hard. We know Kentucky's going to come after us, and we know that Missouri's going to come after us. So one game at a time, but we'll look forward to the challenges.
In your experience, these out-of-conference tournaments in November, December, what can they do away from the court as far as team building and bringing the team together when you're away in a place like the Bahamas for a few days?
It's crazy because the lazy narrative on these tournaments is, oh, you're going to just have fun. And it is anything but. And I sign us up for these tournaments not because of the venue or what we're going to be able to see. I probably will get 15 minutes total on the beach. Get to see it. Now Carter would be out there all day, and probably with some. He'll have a lot more fun than I will. But but what it is, it's an opportunity to get away, to bond with your group. It's an educational experience. It really is, and that's sincere, because we will take them and let them see the culture of the Bahamas. We will get to play 2 fantastic games, okay? Because I can schedule a Kentucky in November in the Bahamas, but I don't know if Kentucky wants to come to Blacksburg in November and have that same type game. So it's a great opportunity for us, and it's what people are doing now. I have probably 5 calls where directors of their tournaments, they want us to come next year. The big ones where they're in Caribbeans, and they know that's where all the big teams will come and play. So it's a great opportunity, number one, that they want us, and number 2, that we could go and play there. So we're excited about that, and that's just the way that the game is trending. These tournaments are really big, and they just happen to be in beautiful places, and that's a plus for our game, but it's also great for recruiting.
Coach, I know a couple games under your belt as of right now, but what would you say is the identity so far of your squad, or is it still building? Still building.
Yeah, still building. Obviously, we're just trying to figure out where the ball is supposed to go and how it's supposed to get there, and we'll figure it out. When you take a Asia Shepherd out, and who was in my system for 5 years, and then you're trying to implement new players, it's going to be a little bit disjointed, and we expected that. But the one thing that I am pleased with is that our defense is much better than it was last year. And so that's a little bit of a trade-off, but we just have to figure it out, and we will. We have to find out how to get the basketball into Liz cleanly, and then we can play that way. But we will, get some shots to fall consistently. They will. It'll come. So we're still creating our identity, but not by no means that I think we would have our identity after 3 games, or by no means am I disappointed that we don't have it after 3 games.
Was it helpful to get Demo and Taylor and Clara and Charlize, all of these, 10 to 15 minutes? What would you kind of learn about them when, this is the first time this year they've kind of had an opportunity to free reign and play
Yeah.
good chunk of them.
You know, they're all vying for those valuable minutes as we continue down the stretch. You know, we played 11 tonight, and I don't know if we'll play 11, you know, on a consistent basis when we're playing in the heat of our schedule. And they're essentially competing. You know, who's going to be that one that steps into the rotation and to give us some of those good minutes that we need as the conference approaches, or even these games that we're going to be playing in the Bahamas or Nebraska, or Tennessee. So everything's a competition right now, and to be able to get them out on the floor and see it and watch them play and see the little things that they bring to the table. And you look at tonight, and I thought Taylor Guyman's defense was really good. All right, but then Charlize was probably better offensively. You know, so it's a great opportunity for me to try to figure out, you know, which one you're gonna put in there in the rotation when you need be, when the bench gets cut short a little bit. So very good minutes for all of them. I was glad to see them get out there and do some stuff, but they got to continue to improve.